Shane Ray, the Broncos' first-round draft pick, says he is now healthy. He's 100%. He's ready to go. Camp starts tomorrow. What would you say the number is? Combined sacks. Shane Ray, DeMarcus Ware, and Von Miller. What would be a good number this year, and what do you think they're capable of combining for this year?
38.
Ooh, that's a big number.
Well, that's 18 from Von Miller. Do you think that's a fair
yes.
number for him? 16 to 18?
Yes.
You kind of do that? That would be 10 to 12 from DeMarcus.
Yes.
And 8 or 9 from Shane Ray. That adds up to about 38.
I was actually going to throw out 35.
Pardon me?
So we're in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, last year, we talk about this going to be more aggressive. Do you know how many sacks they had last year?
I do. You want me to say it or you want to say it? 41.
Yeah, 41.
And they were ranked 9th
I looked
in
it
the
up
league.
the other day and I went, are they going to surpass that? We would think so. So in order to surpass that, those three guys need to get an average of 12 each. So we're in the same. And then you hope that a T.J. Ward gets 3 or 4.
Malik Jackson.
That a Derek Wolf, if he comes back, they get 4 or 5 each. Yeah. That ends up, I think, and I think I wrote last Sunday, that if they are over 50 sacks and over 50 interceptions, they will go to the Super Bowl.
50 interceptions? That's a huge number. 50 interceptions?
Let me take that back.
Yeah.
If they're over 50 sacks and they are over 25 interceptions and over 25 other turnovers.
Okay.
That'd be fumbles.
Sure.
So what I meant was I misquoted myself. is a total of 50 turnovers.
Yeah.
Now, would you think that's a number that they can reach?
Yeah, I think it should be a target.
Because they weren't that far away from that last
Yes.
year, and people will talk about it. I went back and looked at the numbers. If you can get 25 fumbles, and they had in the 20s last year in fumble recoveries.
Yeah.
And they were around 25 in interceptions. If you looked it up on there, it was somewhere.
Well, let's
it was
put it this
19,
way.
20.
There is a greatly increased emphasis on turnovers this year, from both Gary Kubiak and from Wade Phillips.
Well, you don't think it'll be over 50, do you?
You talking about sacks or turnovers altogether?
Both. 50 sacks, 50 turnovers. If they do
50
that,
turnovers is a huge number. I don't know that they're capable of that. That's a really big number. But if they come
weren't
close,
that far away from it last year.
if they come close to it,
that's why everybody keeps talking about, they're going to be more aggressive this year. They were right at that number. You look that up, or somebody look it up.
Buffalo,
their interceptions and fumble recoveries last year were in the 40 to 50 range.
Buffalo had 54 sacks last year and led the league. Can the Broncos do that? 54?
50?
Lead the league?
50 is the one legally?
Yeah. Lead the league.
I don't know. Ask me if the Patriots could do it legally. Legally? I was trying to figure out how they were going to do it illegally.
I had Shane Ray for 7. I have DeMarcus Ware for 10. I think his career is going to get a little bit of rejuvenation with Wade Phillips in there, and he'll get spelled by Shane Ray periodically, so he'll be in better shape second half of the season. And I expect a huge season out of Von. So I had 35, you had 38. We're right in the same neighborhood. And if that's the case, if they do reach those types of numbers, they should be right there, if not leading the league in sacks.
Remember what I told you? 50-50. 50 sacks
50
overall.
turnovers.
50 turnovers. That will do the job. And guess
sure will.
what? That doesn't sound that strange when you look at what they accomplished last year. And you got all those stuff in front of you. But I looked and I went, well, that's really not much more than what they did last year. That
segment sponsored by the Blake Street Tavern. They have 3 bars at the Blake Street Tavern, including the underground social where you can play all those games. They have altogether about 25,000 square feet of space up and down. They've got 60 HD TVs all over the place. It's the Blake Street Tavern. It's just a couple of blocks north of Coors Field, Denver's best sports bar food, as designated by me.